It's the Mike and John Show.
Hey, yeah.
Only on one other occasion have you and I done a solo show.
I don't recall that. It's
Long
so
time
rare.
ago.
Yeah.
I really like it when just you and John sit and talk because it's
Just chilling.
quiet.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
I think today's July 16th.
Yes.
A lot of exciting things going on today.
Did you shoot fireworks for the 4th? Did you film them with your 8mm or 16mm?
No, I didn't. But Dave here, Dave is our film scanning expert and colorist. Dave took his father's Kodak Brownie with a roll of our brand new FPP color negative film and shot the parade. The parade in Glen Rock.
Oh, no kidding.
On July 4th.
Oh, I bet my sister and brother-in-law in there. They go every year. They wave flags and everything.
So he took the Kodak Brownie, went down there and shot moving pictures of the parade. I haven't seen the footage yet. It'll be back probably this week from the lab. Scan it up. And that's pretty exciting because that's one of the topics that's actually not on paper, but just in my head. Oh, speaking of which, in my head.
Oh, no, let's not talk about what's in your head.
Well, Darren's song.
Oh, yes, your brain.
So Darren Riley, our in-house, he is like our in-house musician.
He's the resident artist.
Yes. Darren's the resident FPP artist. So Darren moved away from photography and got into photography and music. He moved away from and just started drawing.
He was just doing drawing. Now he just self-published a book.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, it's called Some Pictures of Styles that he did. It's a 20-page book with just photos from his Lomo Mini. Is that what it's called? Or Diana? I don't know. I forget. He shot it all with a Lomo camera, and it's pretty cool. It's just pictures of styles.
For whatever reason, it's like he went away on sabbatical, and like he's back. All of a sudden, he's back. He's like, oh my God, I'm catching up on all these podcasts. He started making music again. Because the FPP, I've been editing Darren's music in for years, and there's some really big hits, big FPP hits. And I've, over the years, kept saying, oh, how about music? And then once I even FaceTimed him. I said, oh, how about some music? And he's like, he was making...
I don't know, Mike.
I mean, he was just doing music as a hobby, but he's saying that he was actually making money. He was making much more money selling paintings.
Oh, yes.
Than making music. And I was like, oh.
Well, it's still an artistic endeavor, so.
But you can't force anything artistic. I mean, I can't dictate to Darren make a song.
Yes.
He has to be inspired.
He has to be inspired, for sure.
Like, my favorite current song of Darren is Cheap Burgers. Have you heard that?
No, how's it go?
Oh, my God. Cheap burgers, cheap burgers, cheap burgers, cheap burgers.
That's it?
Cheap burgers. That's like the chorus.
Okay.
And then it's like...
Well, why don't you play a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
Cheap burgers, 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 cheap burgers. Give me all you got, give me everything on top. I'm getting deep, I need cheap burgers.
And I really want to make a music video, shot on film, of course.
Of course.
Because it's so easy. All myself, you, maybe Dalzell need to do is drive around a Burger King, McDonald's, and just get some,
shots,
signs,
and
us holding the burger and actually mimicking the cheap burgers. Yeah. Then I thought it'd be great to have like a montage of like different people saying cheap burgers, whoever, children, adults, a dog.
Yeah, well, that's possible these days.
Yeah,
why not?
It'd be fun.
Yeah,
it's my favorite song, and that song, because you can't force inspiration.
He was inspired to write that.
Yeah, and I'm talking to all you folks out there. I mean, it's like, I'm sure it happens to you, it happens to me. I go sometimes months without shooting a frame because you just can't get the groove. You can't force.
No.
You can't force it. Darren posted a video of him going to Five Guys. He walked into Five Guys going to get his dinner, I'm guessing like late afternoon, and he was just like appalled.
Stunned.
Just been to Five Guys. You ever been? What the fuck?
Stunned that it cost him $16.80.
Oh man, what £16.70 for one of the shittest burgers I've ever had as well. Absolutely rank it was.
For
a burger, fries, and a drink.
it's a lot. That's like almost $20 American, or $20 American.
Yeah, I mean it's half that in Burger King, if not less, or McDonald's.
To get a Big Mac, yeah, at least half.
And
that.
then of course when they have their $3 Big Macs or whatever, I mean.
Well, hopefully they're not giving him pink slime like they do in McDonald's.
Yeah. So that inspired him to write cheap burgers.
Of course.
It's just brilliant, and I think from there he's becoming inspired to now write new songs. So a day or so ago, he sends a file over. It's called Raso's Brain. I didn't know what to expect.
Me either.
I didn't know what to think. I didn't know what it was going to be. I mean, it's very bombastic.
It's like a I wouldn't say techno, like a rave, something kind of trippy and electronic with samples.
Well, he's going back. I mean, he's listened to most of the podcast, but I think he's missed the podcast the last year or so. So he's listening to all those episodes where, on a regular basis, we were using the not so much these days, but we were every show cracking a Mr. Brown.
Ah.
And when we crack the Mr. Brown, we'll go into the sound effect of Tuco.
Yeah.
The booyah. And I put a little montage together of Tuco, like just going nuts.
Yeah.
Because that's what it would do to my brain. Like, it's...
Yeah, it's awful. Send your synapses firing.
So, yeah, I think this show, the John and Mike show, is all about inspiration.
Inspired. Be inspired.
I'd like to let everyone know we're about to take our summer break, our summer recess. But there's so much going on here. I want people out there to know that myself, headed up by myself, Leslie, and Owen, what I'm going through is the Eastman Kodak catalog. So Eastman Kodak, the motion picture division, has a catalog.
Yeah.
And in there you have, your 50D, your 200T, your 500, all the stuff we know.
Right.
Super 8, 16 millimeter. 35, of course.
Right.
But then there's a whole list of what are considered to be lab films, meaning these are films...
Not for general public?
Not
for general purposes?
They're for laboratory use, meaning like a lab that prints a movie. So when Quentin
Tarantino?
Yeah, it's a
You're on the first name basis with Quentin, are you?
Well, that's a...
He's a friend of yours?
That's a Beta Baca-ism.
Oh. Well, but he knew the people he used first names with.
Someone in the class. I've told the story before. Now we know we're getting old. We're telling the same story over and over. So someone was talking, and because Beta Baca shot Little Darlings, the film. Tatum O'Neal, Christy McNichol.
Whoop-de-doo.
Milos Forman.
Oh, he directed it?
Yes.
Get out of here.
Yes.
Oh, my.
So a student was like, when Milos... was directing the film, and he asked him this question about the cinematography, and Beta Baca was just like a rock.
He sat and waited for the question to end?
Yeah, he waited for the question. He's just like,
do you know Milos?
No, I don't, sir.
Mr. Foreman to you.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Tarantino to you.
Exactly. Oh, so Mr. Tarantino.
Yes.
If you Google his new movie, which is what? Something out of Hollywood?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Yeah, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. There's a website. I don't know the link. But listed all the film stocks he used.
Oh, really?
He shot Super 8, 16 millimeter, and 35 millimeter. I don't think he shot this in 70.
Like movies within the movies?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So... Mr. Tarantino is as much of a film nut as we are.
He really is.
Except, he makes big Hollywood movies.
Yeah, his movies actually get seen.
Right. He's making big Hollywood movies, and John and I are just still talking about the movies we shot in the late 80s that went nowhere.
We're entertaining ourselves with our films.
Right.
That's about it. Audience of 2.
Point being, when Mr. Tarantino has, at the lab, they print his films, they're using all these lab stocks to make internegatives, to make the positives, to make the projection prints. And these are all unknown films to most people that just go by numbers. Eastman 7363.
Right.
Eastman this, and you read it, and it's like this lab film with a, blah, 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 special backing, da-da-da, is meant to be, da-da-da. It's like all this technical stuff that you have no idea what it means.
This is all 35 mil or 16 as well?
35 and 16. For motion picture use, Owen McCafferty and I, the big topic is, listen, we need to get some films in here that are affordable. Because if someone wants to try 16 millimeter...
Affordable pro stocks.
Yes. 16 millimeter, a roll of 16 millimeter 100 feet is $50. Depends how you're using it. 16 millimeter, I'm talking. So if you're shooting it in your Minolta 16 and you buy a $50 roll, I mean, it'll last you your lifetime.
Yeah.
And you'll get a lot of use out of it. If you're just shooting it in your movie camera, you get, 2-3 minutes out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Joby bought this camera.
I know, you told me. That's amazing. Joby's in deep. He, loves it.
Joby is Joseph Brunges, a wet plate shooter.
Yeah.
John's been calling him Joe Brunges, and I've been calling him Joby-Wan Kenobi.
What you say? Joby is Joe Brunges is no good.
I thought maybe you and Mark
Joseph
can do a... No, he's just Joe. He likes to be called Joby.
Oh, okay, Joby.
I was hoping that you and Mark can do a spoof. Back in the 70s, SNL they had Carrie Fisher on as a guest.
Yeah.
And they did a skit, Joby-Wan, and they had Obi-Wan Kenobi, and they did a song, like a 1950s...
Oh, really?
You don't remember that?
No.
It was like a Frankie Avalon Beach kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, we could do that.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I just thought we'd do Obi-Wan Joby-Wan Kenobi.
You'd have to come that night and do vocals, though.
Okay, fair enough. You sure Mark's going to let me in the studio?
I'll let you in.
Okay.
Just this once.
All right. We're digging through the Kodak catalog.
Yeah.
And, good old R&D, research and development. So it takes us months. So that's, because people think, this podcast is on vacation.
No, there's no vacation.
Yeah, right.
It's not a real vacation.
No.
It's a working vacation.
So I need time so I have to get the stocks in, 35 and 16. Usually we do the tests on 35 because we do the tests in our still cameras.
Yeah, you're going to cut it all up?
Cut it. So Leslie will shoot it as a negative. We'll shoot it different ISOs of an unknown film. Shoot it ISO 1, ISO 3, 6, ISO 12, ISO 25, ISO 50, because most of these lab films are low ISO.
Wow.
But if we can get 12, 25, or 50, it's like, woo!
That's the solid. That's the sweet spot.
Those could be DX coded. That's great.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You can code them, or they come coded?
No, it just comes in a 2,000-foot can.
Oh, my gosh.
No, I code them.
2,000 foot?
Yeah, the can's huge.
It's a lot of time in the bag, bro.
Have you seen the cans?
No, I don't think I have. That's a lot of feet.
Feet!
Wow, that's huge. Oh, my God. Oh, it's heavy, too. It's as big as a steering wheel. Right? A little bit bigger than a steering wheel.
I guess we're not called Film Photography Project for nothing.
Yeah, it's all projects.
Yeah, it's project.
Yeah, everything's a project.
So if we could find a sweet film that comes bulk like that, then here in our famous FPP darkroom, I would chop up the film, 16 mil. We'll get
chop
it into 100-foot rolls on a daylight spool so that people could shoot it in their cameras. And my goal is, no more than $25 a roll. That's half the current existing film.
You're too good, Mike.
Well, no,
you're too good to people, Mike.
Well, I think I'm styling this stuff as if I'm buying it, and I am buying it. I mean,
that's what you want to pay.
That's what I want to pay. I mean, think of a student.
Yep.
They
don't got money.
No, and if they have money, they don't have a lot of money.
Yep.
And if they have a lot of money, I'm sure they want to spend it on something different.
Yeah.
Bling.
Bling.
That's what's going on this summer. We're testing a variety of films. What's happening right now, because we already did the tests, is, as a matter of fact, John came in today with his little Revere 8 Model 88.
Yeah.
Where did you find it? That was given to you?
I don't know where I got this camera.
Do you think someone gave it to you?
No, I think my sister actually got it at a garage sale and bought it for me for like $5.
Oh,
with 2 lenses.
She's like, "Oh, John likes cameras."
Yeah, she bought me this and another one, the 16, which doesn't work.
Oh,
doesn't wake at all. So it ain't waking.
So John shot with the Revere 8.
Yep.
The only existing film today, as of today,
at this very moment,
that will change tomorrow, is Fomapan, that's the company, they're in the Czech Republic, is 100 ISO black and white film. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I got no filters for this, so if it's a super sunny day, I'm effed.
Yes, because the shutter speed's 1/30th of a second, and the f-stop only goes down to f22.
22, yeah. So
and if it's blazing sunshine,
it's like f32 or higher. So
the FPP, and we've been, testing. We're coming out with, we'll call it Cine 8, FPP Cine 8, color negative 50 ISO.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, it's going to be so delicious.
That's crazy, dude.
It's going to be so
coming in what are these?
What
the spools?
Well, it's
They're
called
not 50 foot
It's called
spools.
regular 8, 25-foot spools.
25-foot spools.
Comes in a 25-foot spool, and it's 16 millimeter in width that you load, shoot, spin
it. Yeah, flip it. Sounds like a 70s commercial for a toy.
Does.
Flip it.
Shoot the other side, and then
It's like, load it. Shoot it. Flip it. Load it. Shoot it. Yeah.
so we'll have color negative, which is 50, it's a 50 daylight film, which is going to be amazing.
That'll be so crazy. I can't wait.
And a black and white.
When can I, the consumer, get my hands on this 50D color?
Probably within the next week.
Really?
Yeah,
All
any
right.
day.
Because I want to take some to Virginia with me
Oh, when you go.
in 2 weeks.
What's great about these cameras, or not so great, depending, because the whole world of 8mm is really revolves around Super 8 right now.
Yeah.
Everything's a Super 8.
Yeah.
Because, Kodak's pushing it.
But these cameras are bringing new life to the 8. Egala.
But
8.
in your new to you, Minolta 401 XL,
Yeah, beauty.
isn't that easier? Like, you don't want to shoot
God,
Super
it's
8 in
great.
Virginia?
I'll shoot Super 8 too, but like I said,
This is so
I
small.
like this camera. It's unique. I'd like to see what what it affords me artistically. What the look is through this 1942 forged camera.
Absolutely. Looks going to be amazing.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked to see it.
So we're going to have a black and white reversal 50 ISO as well.
Wow.
Reversal means that you could project it in a projector.
Yeah.
Negative means that, sadly, you can project it, but it's not going to...
It'll look weird.
It'll be a negative. You need to get it scanned, which we offer here at the FPP.
How convenient.
It's all a big package.
Yep. And
Launched by love.
you're gonna you'll do the developing as well.
I manage the developing.
Oh, okay. So the package will include the film,
Yes.
the developing,
Yes.
and the scanum.
Yes.
Okay.
So when you go to the website to see where the film is, it lists links to labs saying, hey, here's some labs. I mean, if you because some people want to do it themselves, especially if they're projecting it.
Yeah.
They'll just get the film processed and then just project it
But
on
then
the
to
projector.
scan them,
Well, I think scanning is key these days because, I mean, don't you want to, show it off on social media?
yeah, want to be a big shot.
Yeah, you want to be a, a
when
regular
you're-
8 big shot. So all these cameras exist. They were made in 1940s and 1950s. They have what's called a D-mount lens, which is a little lens that screws on that has f-stops, usually f 1.9 up to 22. Wonderful.
Yep.
Shutter speed is 1/30th of a second. The cameras wind up.
Yes.
They're made of like metal.
Yeah, they're like tanks.
That's like
They
a little
really are.
tank.
It's a little tank. It's heavy. The mass on this
But
is
it's
incredible.
so small.
Yes, very small.
Look at the size of it.
What's the widest lens you can get for these? Do you know?
9mm or 6.5mm?
9.
Yeah, but I mean,
Well, what does that turn out?
that's
to
a
in
13mm.
Yeah, which is equal to a 50 millimeter.
So you get a 9mm. It gives you a little oomph. Gives you a little
Like what?
little.
Like a 40?
Look through here and slide that on top as you look through. That's 9.
Oh, jeez.
You're going too fast.
9 is what I need. I need a 9.
When you go into Virginia,
Come out, Virginia, don't let me wait. 22nd, 7 day. Today's the 16th, right?
maybe I'll loan you one of these
No, 6 days.
with a 9 on it.
9. Number 9.
But the thing is, the 9 is much longer. It's not as compact.
Wait, I have another one.
That's very compact.
I have another lens that's long.
Yeah.
I'll have to look and see what it is.
Podcast at filmphotographyproject.com if you'd like to send us an email about, hey, I'm thinking of shooting movie film.
And the films you're talking about are very interesting to me.
8mm Super 8/16. See, the thing is, folks, you're talking about an investment in either your art or your family. It's like these films will outlive you.
For shiz.
This is not like what happens to everyone's files on your phone.
I've lost files on my phone that have broken my heart.
Yeah.
But I know in my basement I got all my negs.
Yep. And also, mid-20th century, Mad Men era, if you're shooting home movies, this 3 minutes, you'll, basically in-camera edit.
Yeah. You're shooting preciously. You're not just shooting randomly. It's like people in their phones have thousands of photos. How many photos are really going to be ones that you would like to keep and cherish as heirlooms or, reminders of that time?
True.
A handful. This is 3 minutes of gold. It's all gold.
So that's the news on motion picture films. And for folks who are not going to shoot motion pictures, with the new research that we're doing, there's going to be a 35 millimeter, sometimes a 35 millimeter equivalent. The thing with 8 millimeter is that we actually have to work with craftsmen.
Guys with aprons and sweat on their brow and hammers in their hands?
That's correct. And they are taking existing film and perfing it.
Oh.
Slitting it and perfing it.
Right.
To make the 8 millimeter.
So why shoot this film? Who's going to split it before you scan it? The people who develop it, or they develop it as 16?
That's a multifaceted question.
Okay.
So in order to make our 8 millimeter film, it's perfed.
Yes.
We get it perfed.
Right.
Comes in, it's in big cans, and then in the FPP darkroom, I roll the film to the 25-foot rolls.
Right.
Put it in a box.
Right.
Send it to you folks listening.
Right.
There's the film. You shoot it. Flip it. How's that song go?
Load it. Shoot it. Flip it. Load it. Shoot it. Yeah.
Then the middle part could be, something like almost like a Grease Lightning kind of thing, where it's like you take the film out and you send it to Mikey. Go, Mikey, go, Mikey, go, Mikey, go. Mike sends it to the lab where they process and slit it. Go, slit it, go, slit it, go, slit it. They put it back on the reel and send it back to FPP where Dave takes it and scans it up. Go, do, 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 dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Which would be appropriate because, this is all like mid-20th century gear.
Exactly. It's totally time appropriate.
So you shoot it, flip it, shoot it, put it in the can, send it out for processing. The lab, because it's 16 millimeter in width, and I know this is a good question, which I haven't asked, but I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
People say, "Oh, can I just use 16 millimeter film?" No, you can't. The perforations are totally different. Mm-hmm. Totally. So the lab processes it. Then they slit it down the middle.
Okay.
Then they take the two ends and splice them together, and then roll it onto your standard 50 foot plastic reel.
Right. One of those blue ones. Hopefully.
Blue, white, black.
I always loved it when they were blue.
People do ask a lot of questions whenever I post on Facebook, especially when I talk about.
Did they give you a leader at the developing thing, or you got to ask for it special?
No, we do that here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Before you scan it.
Yes, we put leader on it. People do ask, especially on Facebook. People just jump into the thread. Like asking some very pointed questions, which I don't mind, but it's just I have to explain. Like, who's perfing this? What emotion is that?
What guy? Who's there? What do you want?
Who's perfing this? What emotion is that? What guy? Who's there? What do you want?
Who's perfing this? What emotion is that? What guy? Who's there? What do you want?
Whose baby is that? What's your angle? I'll buy that. Whose baby is that? What's your angle? I'll buy that. Whose baby is that? What's your angle? What's your buy? Whose angle is that? I'll buy that, baby. Who's your baby? Baby. I'll angle that buy. Damn it, I'm through. I'm going back to the peace and quiet of the gravel pits. Yeah.
And I just want everyone to know, I'm not trying to be elusive. I'm really not. But you have to understand, I'm putting thousands of dollars of my own money into the development.
This is an investment thing.
Of these films. I just
These are corporate secrets.
I can't just give away the farm.
Yeah. Come on, people.
Let's put it this way. I have doubts whether the people asking the questions are even buying the film.
Oh.
So I understand the questions. People are curious. People always want... Same thing any film that gets launched. Everyone wants to know what factory... Same thing with the color infrared. People want to know very specifically, hey, what factory was this made? Who coated this emulsion? You know.
What do you want? Why are you here?
Whose baby is that? What's your angle? I'll buy that.
But I don't really, me personally, I don't understand because we go through the entire process of testing, thorough testing. And Leslie, God bless her, she tests films in Xtol, D76, HC110. Like we'll have.
She's a mad scientist.
For the DerevPan, we have the whole gamut.
Yep.
Why you got to be so nosy?
Did you ever ask them?
That's like sort of like when you're out, and I never do this, but some people ever have people like, what did that cost you?
Yeah, well, that's rude.
Or your house, what'd you pay for this?
Oh, that's rude.
Is it?
Yeah.
Do people ask you that?
No.
That's never happened. Ever.
No, I mean in the neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
Where it's amongst, like, oh, I bought it at this price. Oh, well, I bought it at this price 2 years ago. In the course of talking, but you never confront somebody with a question like that out of the blue.
Which brings us to the company that wears the crown.
Where are they?
The company that wears the crown of proprietary films.
Yeah.
That does the best job, that does not get the credit they deserve for the research and development and amazing caring. I got to find that audio clip.
Definitely.
Lomography company.
Yeah.
Today, July 16th.
Oh, boy.
They are launching a Kickstarter.
Oh.
So what's happening is they're launching a brand new film. They will be releasing for the first time in 5 years a brand new color negative emulsion made from scratch. What factory? What emulsion is that? Who coded that?
Where'd you get this?
Whose baby is that? What's your angle? I'll buy that. Whose baby is that?
So many naysayers.
Hey, naysayer, why don't you go do this?
Exactly.
Why don't you, take tens of thousands of dollars and put it into research and development of a film?
So, anyways, what's this film all about?
Lomo
Metropolis. Cat scratch fever. Film
Lomochrome
scratch fever.
Lomo Metropolis.
Oh.
It will be available in 35 millimeter, 120, 110.
What?
110.
Really?
And 16 millimeter.
Wow. Super amazing.
I saw a few pictures shot with it. It's very... It's kind of high contrast color.
Yeah.
Blacks are really black. Colors are off a little bit. Yeah. It's a very unique look.
Colors are off. Okay.
This is a very broad press release. Like they have a whole paragraph here of kind of selling the fact that analog has a resurgence. Mm-hmm. Got some quotes here.
You don't have to sell us on that.
No. So this is a Kickstarter. I would say to you folks at home, just go to the Google and type in Lomo Metropolis Kickstarter.
What are the levels? Oh, this is just an official release that you got.
No, that's a pre-release.
I'm sorry, Michael Raso. So important.
Today it gets released.
Oh, so you knew ahead of time, did you, Mr. Big Shot?
Did.
Mr. Big Underwear Pants. Mr. Big Boy Pants. Well, I'll be in on that. Hells yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm in on.
What else you got?
I got a few letters and then we're going to go.
Well, you got to go to the bathroom?
Hey, read this. It says you got a message from, and then you got to read what the pronunciation says.
It says...
there's a letter.
Mail's in.
Hi, you got a message from Darren Riley. It's pronounced Paul McCartney. I'm telling you, he's such a funny guy. I love Darren. I love you, man.
He really loves Paul. I've been sending you...
Paul F. and McCartney, as he refers to him.
You see that one video? The one with...
The new one. It was pretty good. With Johnny Depp and all the people in it.
That's a great video.
It's a pretty good song.
Yeah, that's a good song. He's really coming back. Well, his new album, when I say new, it's a year old. Egypt Station.
Yeah.
It's great.
I haven't heard it.
And I said on this show...
What show?
I said, new Paul McCartney. Bleh. Yeah. You know what? I was wrong. Sometimes you have to give an album a little...
Yeah, it's got to stew a little bit. It's got to, simmer.
Yeah. Great. He's 77 years old, Paul McCartney.
God bless him. So here's the message from Paul McCartney. Hey, guys, just dropping you a quick line to let you know how much I'm enjoying the podcast again. Autocorrect changed enjoying to enjoy gin. Hey, I'll take that. I've been a regular listener for way too long. I've still been dipping in and out, but my work made it difficult to listen regularly until now, and it's great to hear that the podcast is still as good as ever and has the usual mix of information and nonsense. Perfect. And now I have a question for the gang. Well, do two people make a gang? Can we answer this question, you and I?
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Why are lenses circular when film frames are square or rectangular?
Oh, man.
Thanks again. Stay super positive. That's mind-blowing.
It is.
Super positive.
Darren's been sitting on the loo thinking about this. You can tell. This is like a question you ponder in those quiet moments in between,
Time to wake this show up.
So why do you think?
I have no idea. I don't think about those things.
That's a good one, Darren. Thanks. Hey, thanks again. Stay super positive.
Yeah. This is from Kevin Lane.
Kevin Lane, there is a man who's shooting photographs.
This is, we sent a
batch of cameras,
batch of point-and-shoot cameras to the Wood Station Elementary School. Professor...
Where's that? What state is that?
That's in Rock Spring, Georgia. And Kevin Lane is Doctor of Rockology, Chief Vinyl Archivist, and the Director of Wood Station Singers.
Vinyologist? What does that mean?
I'm going to find out.
He likes records?
Maybe this fall, you and I and the gang can go down to Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Okay.
Joby invited us down.
Oh.
Because FPP turns 10 on October 15.
Wow. Really?
So it'd be nice to go down there, get some cake, have some FPPers show up.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Kevin is in Georgia, so, I mean, it is a trip.
Georgia's not too far from North Carolina.
Maybe he can come up with his guitar and some records and explain what he's all about.
Okay.
What are you about?
What is he all about?
Now, Kevin and his twin brother...
Twins.
...have their own podcast called Uncle Jonesy's.
Uh-huh.
I want to thank Kevin specifically for... You reposted an FPP link on the Negative Positives Facebook group. And I just want people out there listening to understand that's really important. You see, here's the thing.
What, to spread the word?
Yeah, I spread the word at the FPP, but me personally, Michael Raso, I can't be like going on other groups. Every once in a while I do, but I can't be going constantly on other groups being like, hey,
look at me over here.
Yeah, me. Yeah, I just can't be, I don't want to not be I am in these groups, and I comment in these groups when I could pass along information about something like...
But you're not fashioning it into like an advertisement for the website or for this or that.
But I do need to tell people about what's going on the website because like all the film that we do all the research and development on, if you folks don't buy it, then there's no FPP.
Yeah.
So it's a very delicate ecosystem.
Got to spread the word.
Yeah, it's
comrade.
Without the FPP online store, there's no FPP because we don't run fundraisers. We don't have a Patreon. You know what that is?
Yeah, someone who pays you to do what you do.
Yeah.
A patron, right?
Yeah, Patreon. Yeah.
Patreon? Is that the word?
It's called, the site is Patreon, and a lot of YouTubers have Patreon. So YouTubers, as you know, hey guys, I just want to let you know about my Patreon page. So if you subscribe to Patreon, you get special content. Let's put it this way. It's its own job to maintain that.
For sure.
And hats off to folks who are doing that.
Who can multitask like
but
that.
We don't have that. The only source of revenue to keep the lights on here at FPP
it moving is the store.
Which was created based upon you folks at home, the podcast listeners, saying in 2011, why don't you start a store? Oh.
And what other store has the amount of film stocks that you have?
There are, in the U.S., I don't know of any other films. There are a lot of stores. I mean, you have your Freestyle.
You have your
B&H. You have your Midwest Photo Exchange.
Yes. Matt Mirage.
That's right. But these are not. These are photography. So they make their living selling digital gear, and they carry film.
Right. Film is the secondary thing.
Yeah. So
FPP film is the thing.
Film, only film 24 hour a day.
24 hour a day, 7 day a week.
I'm thanking Kevin and everyone else that
helps spread the word.
Yeah. If you see something on the FPP, or if you're experiencing an FPP film, I really need you folks to spread the word. It's like we can't do it ourselves.
Yeah.
Because I post and blog as much as humanly possible.
What's the other one? Help me! Somebody help me, please! Please help me!
Were you there, or was it just me and John West?
I think it was just you and John West.
John West and I were walking down the street on one of our many runs to Manhattan to drop our film off.
Right. In the 40s, right?
Right next to the post office. It was called like A1 Lab.
Oh, real? On 34th Street?
33rd Street.
Oh, my.
No, Kodak was on 33rd Street.
8th and 34th.
And A1 Lab might have been between the 30s and the 40s. And John and I were walking down the street, and it's just a man walking down the street. Back then, I would say a bum.
Yeah.
Can't say that anymore.
No, it's not politically correct.
I'll tell you who's funny regarding bums is...
homeless person.
Norm Macdonald.
Oh, yeah.
There's a clip of him on YouTube on the Conan show.
Oh, yeah. Talking about bums.
And he's like, so I'm walking down the street, and there's this bum. And Conan's like, oh, you mean a homeless person? And Norm is just Norm.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, anyway. So he's walking down the street, and this bum...
Because
so
he's
there's
Norm.
this guy walking down the street, and he's just like,
Please help me, please. Somebody please help me. Help me, please help me. Please help me.
He's looking for change.
and he's just waving
going
his
crazy.
arms in the air.
It's probably not funny. It's probably mental illness.
No, there's
involved.
nothing funny about it. I'm not saying anything funny about it. I'm telling you I experienced it, and I can't remember because John West, him and his, God bless his bleeding heart.
Yeah, he gave him some bucks.
He may went up. John would always engage.
Always
engage with people you should not engage with.
And have a positive experience.
Not always.
No?
C8 experience.
Oh, well.
That guy just walked up to him.
that
That guy knew to go up to him.
That guy hijacked him.
Yeah. You were there or you were not there?
No, I was not there. You and John West shared some very strange
I'm going to call John. Although, I've called people from the past and have not experienced... They have not experienced the nostalgia that I necessarily...
They were just like, oh, okay, well, thanks for calling.
Anyhow, spread the word. We receive donations here for our school donation program. And I have to tell you, I receive so many beautiful letters from people. So this is a letter from Michelle Wooker. And she says she sent us a Fujica camera and flash for our school program. She says, I learned photography on this camera in the 1980s and wanted to find a good home as she has switched to digital. She says, I was delighted to learn about what you guys are doing. Please keep up the great work. Michelle. And she is the author. Because I always look. I'm like, when there's a website. Like if someone sends me a correspondence and there's a website.
Link, you'll look at it.
I go, I'm like, oh, okay.
Like, who's this guy?
Author of The Gray Rhino, How to Recognize and Act on Obvious Dangers We Ignore.
Huh.
So
sounds a little paranoid, but okay.
She wrote a book about how every day we see dangers, some of them big, some of them small, and how we kind of like just... I have so many more letters we can't go through.
Holy shite.
We cannot get to. Let's see what this is.
Oh, shite, Michael.
There's a low ISO blog on the FPP. It's called Shooting Ultra Low ISO Film.
Oh, look at that.
Patrick Jeffery says...
Yeah, what does he say?
I want to say thanks. Thanks for continuing the passion for film photography. I started to discover that your hand-roll films...
are very tasty.
Yes. I have purchased 2 rolls of ISO 6 Kodak 2238. That's Kodak Panchromatic 2238.
Pan.
He says, I do not know if the results will be to my liking, but they might.
You never know.
Now, does your camera that you're using these days, because you're a Nikon man now, right?
Yeah.
Does it go down to ISO 6?
I believe so. It's F3. I don't know. You tell me. Actually, Dalzell still has my camera.
Some bitch.
I saw him the other night, too, and I didn't get it. Dang it. I'm sure it does. It's a Nikon, Mike.
Jennifer Wilcott says,
What does she say?
Hey, I just bought Jazzy Blues, and it's ultra-low film speed, and I was like, why did I buy this? I have no idea how to use it. So she's just thanking us for posting the blog on how to use low ISO films.
Right.
So there are pockets. There are pockets of people around the world who are starting to like hand roll films.
Oh.
Like I've never shot Jazzy Blues.
Jazzy Blue.
But I'm not sure if Freestyle has Jazzy Blues.
Freestyle Jazzy Blue.
But we carry Yodica.
Yes.
That's not a low ISO film, by the way. I'm just saying we carry some...
Low ISO, it is not.
We carry some eclectic, hand-rolled, I guess you'd call them... What would you call them?
Eclectic?
That someone's doing in like home rolling, like artesian,
like a grassroots thing. Yeah, artisanal.
Yeah, I know.
Artisanal films.
There's pop-ups
Norwegian
of artesian films, and that's great. Jennifer Wilcott.
Yeah, what's she say?
I don't know where she works, but there's a phone number that says associate story producer. There are so many creative people listening to FPP.
Well, that's great.
We should have an FPP convention.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Can you imagine the amount of people we'd meet? Because I'm very interested in what people do.
Outside of their hobby of photography. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Because it's common ground between a lot of different types of people.
Station 1, the bookstore in Pompton Lakes.
Right, Pumpton.
Records and books. The guy in there is very nice.
What's his name?
His name is Dan.
Dan the Bookman. Book and Record Man.
That's right. And he said, he was like, you want to do an event? Come on in. He's like, I want to get people in the store.
You did the J.R. Bookwalter?
Well, that was not my event.
Oh.
I attended. But I have this idea in the fall to maybe set up a table with some delicious emulsions and do like an FPP meet and greet where people can come down.
Yeah, why not?
Dan always throws a good party. When I say that, I mean he puts the coffee pot out, puts out buns, and then in Pompton Lakes you could walk around, take pictures, walk down to Tony's Touch of Italy.
It's a slice of American life that's you don't see a lot of towns like Pompton Lakes around anymore.
Yeah. I just enjoy, I don't meet and greet very often. The last time was at the Dark Room at the, you were there, sort of.
Sort of, yeah.
At the Dark Room, Padea.
A lot of smart people.
Yes.
A lot of really intelligent people.
Yes. Some too intelligent for me to respond.
Yeah. You just laugh and go, hey.
Well, some people talk so technical that I don't know what to talk about.
Know.
I'm not a technical
people that
guy.
are way into it. I mean, yeah, if you got a technical mind, film is for you, for sure.
Like when we're talking about perfing film, I mean, there's all sorts of stuff, like the way that it's pitched.
A lot of math.
Just like Raso's brain just explodes. Like, oh my God.
What does it sound like when Mike's brain explodes?
Sounds like this. I just don't have that mind. I'm much more of a visual, like, okay, I can figure out how to load this camera.
Right.
So, YouTube channel, film on YouTube, Film Photography Tube. Yeah. Project or podcast was too long. I couldn't fit it.
Oh.
Film Photography Tube.
I would tied a shoelace where one side was too big and went,
If you can log in and like subscribe to the page, I'd greatly appreciate it.
Who, me?
No, anybody.
Oh. Well, me.
Listeners, but you don't listen, so okay.
I listen good.
I listen good.
You don't listen
For
so
a while,
good.
you were listening to a few shows, and then you stopped.
What? The podcast?
Once in a while, you listened.
No, I listen to the podcasts.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like a
slacker.
I'm like a DJ because I remix the podcast.
I love listening to it because, it's just people talking here, but then when you play it back and you hear the sound effects and the music and the cuts and the
oh yeah.
It all works. As if you were to just put up the conversation between us, it wouldn't be nearly as entertaining.
I value people's time.
Yes. Well,
I value people's time, and I want people to enjoy. And I always worry that people think that that we're not as serious, that they think we're like goofballs.
Yeah.
There's nothing goofy There's nothing goofy going on here.
Just the podcast is goofy, but everything behind the scenes is not goofy.
Yeah. So YouTube, please check us out. Instagram.
Check it out.
Instagram is Film Photography Project.
Check it out.
Facebook group, Film Photography Podcast.
Check it out.
Email, podcast@filmphotographyproject.com.
Check it out.
Now, we're off our regular schedule. Doesn't mean there won't be like pop-ups.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to get Dalzell in here one day.
Yeah, sure.
Just to barrel through these letters.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good reader.
Okay.
He knows how to read good.
And I understand, am I your date for Crab Fest?
Maybe. I'm bringing the kids.
Kids are fine.
Yeah.
I will be your substitute wife.
Did you get an invite, or am I just bringing you along?
No, I got an invite.
Oh, all right. Yeah, you'll be my date. We'll shoot some film.
I got an invite.
We'll test some film.
Well, I'm going to be shooting some motion picture film.
All right.
Probably 8.
I want to shoot that 50D color.
Oh my God, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
When's the next outing? When's the next opportunity besides?
What do you mean?
Going down to Virginia.
Then the Wildwoods.
When's Wildwoods?
Probably closer to Labor Days.
Okay. And you haven't shot out your Super 8 yet.
Oh my God. Takes forever.
Okay.
I don't know, because I had to open it up and change the batteries, and like a dope, I took the cartridge out and it reset the counter.
You know when it's done, it says exposed.
Yeah.
All right.
It won't run on an endless loop and start re-exposing my film.
No.
Like a cart machine?
Like a 8-track.
Yes.
They should make Ultra Super 8, and they take the 8mm frame and they split it in two.
Oh, my God.
So what happens is you shoot half of the 8mm, goes through, and then when it hits the point, it changes track.
Yeah.
So then it shoots on the other side of it.
Yeah, that's great, Mike.
So your image would be what? 4mm?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It would be like disc film.
It would be the size of your brain, which sounds like this.
What show? What show? What show? What show? What show?
Hey, we're back.
What show? What show? What show? What show? What show? What show?
Great.
If you listen very closely, you can hear my breaking heart as it tears itself inside my chest. And my friends, well, they all told me it was doomed right from the start. And the way things have turned out is for the best. But I just don't understand why you did the things you did. If there's meaning to your plans, why you kept it so well hid. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you want to be. Do you want me? I can't understand you leaving just when things were going well. But I guess there's something wrong inside your head. Something cracked, a switch just blew, and now you're putting me through hell. Oh, so many things to say have gone unsaid. If it was some fault of mine, maybe I could put it right. If I only knew your mind, I would change it all tonight. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you want to be. Do you want me? You know I'm going half insane. Do you have to put me through it all again? Tell me what you want. Do you? What do you want? Tell me what you need. What do you want? Tell me what you want. What do you want? Tell me what you want to be. Do you want me? Tell me what you want. Do you? What do you want? Tell me what you need. Do you? What do you want? Tell me what you want. Do you? What do you want? Tell me what you want to be. Do you want me? Tell me what you want.
Who's your baby? Baby. I mean, I'll angle that by. No. Damn it, I'm through. I'm going back to the peace and quiet of the gravel pits.
You don't even know him, you moron. Put the phone down, you fool.
like it really cheap. Bread is almost plastic. The patsy's barely meats. Cheeseburgers are the greatest. They really are a treat. It shouldn't be organic. It must be engineered. Assembled in a factory 1,000 miles from here. And flown across the ocean above the troposphere. Yeah. Cheap burgers, 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 cheap burgers. Give me all you got, give me everything on top. I'm getting deep, I need cheap burgers. Than 3 inches. Well, you gotta get it right. And no bigger than a handful. Well, no bigger than a bite. Yeah. Cheap burgers, 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 cheap burgers. Give me all you got, stick a pickle on the top. I'm getting deep, does I need cheap burgers? Cheap burgers, 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 burgers, burgers going cheap.